saying, no, he's not employed by us. So you have got just this gyration.
The manpower was just very stressed and critical to the point of almost breaking.
At the center of a storm of federal investigations, Keith Freeman, right-hand man to controversial politician Tiffany Henyard, faces serious bankruptcy fraud charges. Accused of hiding assets and lying about his income, Freeman's legal troubles could unravel not just his career, but Henyard's as well. With whispers of potential cooperation with investigators, will Freeman betray his longtime ally to save himself? As the pressure mounts and scandal looms, this story reveals a political landscape teetering on the edge. Who will survive the fallout? Stay tuned, because this drama is just heating up. Welcome to the channel, your go-to spot for all the wildest Hollywood drama and scandals. From jaw-dropping celebrity feuds to shocking controversies no one saw coming, we've got the juiciest stories that will leave you speechless. If you're into the mess, the drama, and the chaos, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Trust us, you won't want to. Grab your popcorn, because the tea is about to spill, and it's piping hot. To fully understand the magnitude of this scandal, let's first break down who these two people are. Tiffany Henyard isn't just any small-town politician. She made history as the first Black female mayor of Dolton, Illinois, and that's not a small feat. Dolton is a suburb of Chicago, but Henyard has always tried to position herself as more than just a local leader. Known for her bold, sometimes brash leadership style, Henyard gained attention for being a powerful voice in her community. But as we know, power can be a double-edged sword. Her close associates, Keith Freeman, was more than just a trusted advisor. He was practically her shadow. As both the village administrator of Dolton and the municipal manager of Thornton Township, Freeman held significant power. Wherever Henyard went, Freeman wasn't far behind, acting as her second-in-command and making key decisions that shaped the political landscape in their small town. Together, they were an inseparable political force, feared by critics and admired by supporters. But as we've come to see, the higher you rise, the harder you fall. Now, let's get to the heart of the drama: Keith Freeman's massive legal issues. Freeman is currently facing serious federal charges related to bankruptcy fraud. And if the allegations are true, this guy didn't just bend the law, he shattered it. You might be thinking, bankruptcy fraud? Isn't that just fudging some paperwork? But oh no, the story goes way deeper than that. Freeman is accused of hiding assets, lying about his income, and submitting fake tax returns, all in an attempt to get his debts wiped clean. But here's the kicker. Freeman wasn't just scraping by when he filed for bankruptcy. Prosecutors claim that he was making nearly twice as much money as he reported. While he was supposed to be a leader managing the finances of Dolton and Thornton Township, it turns out that he couldn't even manage his own. According to federal investigators, Freeman's scheme involved underreporting his income while filing for bankruptcy to dodge his financial obligations. He made it seem like he was living on a shoestring budget, but behind the scenes, he was pocketing a much larger income. The feds say he also provided a fake tax return to make his financial situation look worse than it was. It's a textbook case of fraud, and if convicted, Freeman could face serious prison time. But wait, there's more. This isn't the first time Keith Freeman has found himself in hot water. In fact, his current bankruptcy fraud charges are just the latest in a long list of controversies surrounding his career. Before becoming embroiled in this federal investigation, Freeman was already facing scrutiny for other financial irregularities. Remember when he was the village administrator of Robbins? Well, that didn't end well either. Freeman was accused of pocketing an extra $9,000 more than what he was authorized to take. And instead of coming clean or resolving the issue, he let the controversy simmer. It's like this guy couldn't help himself from getting into sticky financial situations. Freeman's long history of bending the rules makes his current legal issues seem less like a one-time mistake and more like a pattern of behavior. For years, it seems like Freeman has been playing fast and loose with the law, but this time, it looks like his luck has run out. Now let's turn our attention to Mayor Tiffany Henyard. While Freeman is battling his own legal demons, Henyard is far from innocent in all of this. Over the past few years, Henyard's administration has been rocked by accusations of financial mismanagement, retaliation against critics, and a lack of transparency. Henyard's leadership style has always been controversial, but lately, her actions have raised serious questions about her competence and ethics. Perhaps the most eyebrow-raising issue is the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, a charity she established to help cancer patients. At first glance, this sounds like a noble cause, right? But here's where it gets suspicious. The foundation's finances are murky at best. There's little transparency about how the funds are being used, and many are beginning to wonder if the charity is just a front for something far more sinister. And guess who's also tied to the foundation? You guessed it, Keith Freeman. Freeman serves as the registered agent for Henyard's charity, which means he played a key role in managing its operations. Given Freeman's current legal troubles, people are starting to question whether the foundation's finances are as shady as his personal ones. If the federal investigation digs deeper into the charity, it could spell disaster for both Henyard and Freeman. As we follow the developments in this case, one question looms large. Will Keith Freeman flip on Tiffany Henyard? Facing federal charges, Freeman has every reason to cooperate with investigators. If it's a choice between jail time and cutting a deal with the feds, Freeman might decide that loyalty to Henyard just isn't worth the price. The stakes couldn't be higher for Henyard. If Freeman decides to cooperate, he could spill the beans on all sorts of shady dealings, from the mismanagement of village funds to questionable practices within the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. In politics, alliances are often built on convenience, and when the chips are down, it's every man or woman for themselves. If Freeman flips, Henyard's entire political career could come crashing down. She's already facing intense scrutiny over her leadership, and any revelations from Freeman could be the final nail in the coffin. The question is, will Freeman turn on her to save himself, or will he stick by her side in the hope that both of them can somehow escape this mess? This whole situation couldn't have come at a worse time for Henyard. Just as Freeman is being hit with federal charges, Henyard herself is dealing with accusations of financial recklessness. Take, for example, the infamous party she threw, which reportedly cost over $85,000. You heard that right, $85,000 on a party. And this wasn't just any party. It featured high-profile performers and was filled with luxury. Meanwhile, the village of Dolton is facing serious financial problems. Henyard's critics argue that her priorities are completely out of whack. And that's not all. Residents are growing increasingly frustrated with the lack of transparency in her administration. From financial mismanagement to retaliation against those who dare to question her, Henyard's leadership style is being called into question. Some are saying that her time in power is numbered, especially if more details come out about her connection to Freeman's legal troubles. The residents of Dolton aren't staying quiet either. Public outrage has been building as more and more details emerge about the scandals surrounding both Freeman and Henyard. And social media? It's on fire. Memes, tweets, and Facebook posts are circulating like crazy, and the sentiment is clear: people are fed up. One particularly brutal meme compared Henyard to a celebrity known for wild behavior, with the caption, "Dalton's real-life version of a Hollywood diva." Another Twitter user sarcastically asked, "How much longer before we see a Netflix docuseries on this mess?" The frustration is palpable, and it's not just coming from the usual political critics. Ordinary residents who've supported Henyard in the past are now questioning her ability to lead. The people of Dolton are demanding answers, and they're tired of excuses. They want accountability, they want transparency, And most of all, they want leadership that isn't constantly embroiled in scandal. Henyard's days in office may be numbered unless she can somehow manage to distance herself from Freeman and the growing pile of accusations. As if the federal charges and financial mismanagement accusations weren't enough, Henyard and Freeman are also dealing with a lawsuit from a local property owner. The owner claims that Henyard blocked his business license because she had her own plans for the land. Freeman, allegedly unaware of her intentions, gave the project the green light, only for Henyard to intervene later. It's another example of the dysfunction and behind-the-scenes drama plaguing Dolton's leadership. This lawsuit, combined with the federal charges and financial scandals, paints a grim picture of how Henyard and Freeman have been running things. And the more lawsuits that pile up, the harder it will be for either of them to maintain any semblance of control. At this point, it feels like we're watching a slow-motion train wreck. With every new revelation, the walls are closing in on both Henyard and Freeman. Freeman's legal troubles seem insurmountable, and his best chance of avoiding prison may involve flipping on Henyard. Meanwhile, Henyard's own scandals, from lavish spending to mismanagement of public funds, are making it harder for her to maintain the public's trust. So, what's next? Will Freeman cut a deal with the feds and turn on Henyard? Will the mounting lawsuits finally force them both out of power? One thing is certain: this story is far from over, and the fallout could be even more explosive than we imagine. So, what do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for Tiffany Henyard and Keith Freeman? Will Freeman betray his longtime ally to save himself? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on all the latest drama, scandals, and controversies. This story is still developing, and you definitely don't want to miss what happens next. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.